What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Monday. Sorry for the delay, everybody. Unfortunately, we had a coworker, Jonathan Stanko. He passed away last week. Yep. Tragically, he lost his battle with cancer. Stanko worked on Cutting Stems. He was a big pop culture guy. He was always the most excited for the guests that we had come in here.
Love The Bachelor.
Love The Bachelor. He had his picture with Joey. Mm-hmm. And obviously it's just incredibly heartbreaking and very sad. So we were at his memorial service this morning.
Yeah, it was a beautiful service, and a lot of the Barstool world went up to Rye to be there for that and honor, the life that he had. He's so young, 32, just recently married as well.
Yeah.
So it was really nice to be at the service. Beautiful eulogies, yes. Family, friends talking. One of his lifelong best friends also works here at Barstool. Grew up together through, they went to college together now, and then they worked together. So heard from him and some family members. So it was, we had to delay the episode so that we could be there. And we are back in the studio now for the rest of Monday's episode.
Yes. He was a big part of Barstool, producer, tech guy, worked in the control room with everybody. And yes, like you said, beautiful words.
Yeah. And like Dave kept saying, like, probably the most like universally loved guy here. Like, he was just like the nicest guy.
I think he had like his fingerprints on everything too.
He was always
really
anytime I had a problem,
everything.
like he'd be in here.
Exactly. There's endless times that Noah was messing around with equipment and things didn't work, and he had to come in here and save us.
Right.
So it's just so sad, so tragic, and he will be extremely, extremely missed. And it was just it's really like some of the toughest stories is now, seeing these young people with so much going for them lose their battle to cancer, and it's just
incredibly sad. But like you said, beautiful words were spoken about him.
Absolutely.
So that was
absolutely.
very, very
I'm glad
nice
that we
to hear.
could be there, and now everyone's back in the office. We are here in the studio now. You're actually headed to Chicago to go film the Surviving Barstool reunion. So that's going to be jam-packed with emotion. I don't know what is going to go down filming that with everybody. It'll be the first time everybody's all in the same room again since it's been airing.
Yeah, it will be a reunion. So everyone voted already back when the show, the finale was filmed. People voted back when the show was filmed in September. Now it's like the reunion, that whole thing. Some episodes this week. I will not be on Wednesday's episode because we can't fit in the recording time. But I'll leave everybody with this one sentence. Even Tony Soprano had panic attacks. I'll just leave it at that. Okay?
That was really the whole premise of the story.
That's how the show begins.
Yeah, it's quite literally a quintessential part of The Sopranos. Without it, the story's not the same.
Yeah, I'll just leave it at that,
Super fair. Gia's going to fill in for Wednesday's episode, and then we'll be back on Friday to break down all 3 episodes, plus the finale and the reunion and everything that you guys film when you're over there in Chicago.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, a lot of talk happening, a lot of people coming at each other's throats.
Yeah, a lot of big dogs.
A lot of big dogs barking.
A lot of yapping.
Yeah, we shall see what happens. I mean, man.
Yeah, I did see some funny.
Has been emotionally
draining.
Yeah, for sure.
It's people handle it in all different ways, and some people their way is to just like yell at people. Like I was laughing because I saw some TikToks of girls like filming their boyfriends or husbands or whatever, and it was like, he makes fun of me for watching Housewives, but here he is, and it was just like, it's like them sitting in their room like watching the Unnamed show from last week of just Kirk, Ryan, and Dave just screaming over each other for an hour.
They're just screaming at each other, and it's like everyone's like, oh, the girls are crying, Kelly's crying, whatever. Like, what's the difference between crying and people like screaming their heads off and saying outlandish
like
things?
at the top of their lungs?
You know what I mean? It's like people call girls emotional. It's like that's emotional too. It's just different kind of emotions.
Absolutely.
I do want to say this though, because it's like not. I don't know if it was clear in the last episode, and like everyone's talking about everything now, so I'm like, I'll just say it. Like the Big Cat quitting stuff, like nobody knew that happened. You know, like in the house or there, like it was only me receiving those text messages
and you didn't
and dealing with that, and I wasn't telling anybody, and I didn't tell anybody at the house or anything. So it's like I don't know what. I do know what's to come, but I don't know like exactly what's shown.
Yeah.
But it's like I just want that to be known, because I'm like I feel like the way that it was edited seems like everybody knows he quit, and like it just like moves along, and it's like no, like nobody knew that he quit. Like, so yeah, I'll leave it at that. I just want to clarify something.
Exactly. I think that's
like,
fair.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's super fair. And it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week, and then, like I said, our Friday episode will recap everything that went down this week. This is the final week, folks.
I know. I keep talking because I'm just like, I just want to like reiterate, like in the moment, the pressure in which I felt receiving those text messages, but was like nervous to tell anybody, nervous to tell the cameras. Yeah. So that was like
it was just mental warfare for you.
Yes. It felt like my brain was completely scrambled, and I didn't know whether to tell people or not to tell people, and I didn't tell people, and it was a whatever.
Yeah. Well, we will see it all play out this week. It's a new year, and I don't know about you, but I'm ready to renew my dedication to my health and wellness by trying out the Reset on Alo Moves. It's a curated weekly program of Pilates, strength, and step goals to kickstart my fitness and wellness this year. So whether you're a complete beginner or want to step up your routine, Alo Moves gives you the full studio experience at home or wherever you are. Their take on the trainer-backed 3-2-8 method, the Reset, is a 30-day program designed to help you reset your mind, body, and spirit, and the perfect way to start 2025 off right. Alo Moves offers plenty of other fitness and wellness options too, with new classes with certified trainers added every single month, so you'll always have fresh content to keep you motivated. Alo Moves is great. If you are familiar with Alo, I know Rhea and I have tons of Alo clothing, which we love, and Alo Moves is really convenient and easy to use if you're looking for something to kind of ease into the new year and have that curated weekly program so you're following something and it feels like, you know, you have a set goal. It's great. Start your 2025 off right with the Reset by Alo Moves. Get access to your weekly program with Pilates, strength, step goals, and tons of other on-demand classes for only $99 with a 30-day free trial. Go to alomoves.com and use code CHICKS30 to start today. That's Alo, A-L-O, moves.com, code CHICKS30. This is a limited time offer that ends January 31st. On the other side of things, not surviving Barstool world, but in real life world, you had your bridal shower this weekend.
I love real life world.
Yeah, real life world is great.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun. Your family absolutely crushed it. Your mom, your sister, your aunts, everybody, cousins, everybody involved did such a beautiful job. And it was such a beautiful shower. Like, truly, I was in the bathroom at one point in the middle of the shower, and I just hear like women washing their hands, and they could be from Matt's side, your side. It was a big shower. There's a lot of people there, and they were like, "This is the best shower I've ever been to." Like, I was just like sitting on the toilet, like, chuckling to myself.
Yeah, it was so awesome. I mean, my mom, my sister, my mother-in-law, sister-in-law, they really did such an incredible job putting this together. Like, my mom and my sister decorated everything themselves. Like they glued individual pearls onto each thing. And my brother's mother-in-law is so crazy talented. Coletti's Creations on Instagram, she does amazing cookies and desserts and backdrops and all these things. So she did that. And you know,
the dessert table was gorgeous.
It was gorgeous. Everything that they did and all the time they put in. And I just couldn't be more thankful for my mom and my sister too, because my sister, I don't think she'll be fine with me talking about this, but after my sister had Luca in February, almost a year now, she's had kind of a tough year. She was let go from her job while she was on maternity leave, which is incredibly fucked up. And I know that she has been struggling a bit, and to like see her put all of her energy and time and everything into creating like the most beautiful shower for me like really means the world, because I know that it's not easy when you're going through something to like you know, put someone else in front of you like that. And that's what she did, and I couldn't be more thankful. Like she did such a beautiful job. And my mom did such an amazing job as well. Like she really crushed it. And like I really felt really special, and it was so much fun, and like having all my friends and family there, and the karaoke was a smash hit. Like people you wouldn't even expect to get up and do karaoke were doing solos. Like it was so much fun. Like it just was it was a scene. It was a scene.
It was a laugh a minute in my mind, honestly. It's just, the karaoke was so much fun. It was, you look stunning, by the way. Number one, just like,
thank you,
perfect. And everybody said it. Like I got my friends, my family. Oh my God, she looks so amazing, and you did.
Thank you.
Really so beautiful. But no, I was, karaoke was so funny because just to start it off, your mom takes the mic and she's like, all right, I want all my sisters up here. Come on, ladies. Like all the sisters are getting up. They're walking up to the front of the room, and the karaoke guy, I think he was like testing the sound still. He was like testing the mic still, making sure everything was working, making sure the speakers were working. And he just clicked on a song, but it's just going out of the speakers. It's just shake that ass, shake that ass, shake that ass. And your mom's like, all right, come on, let's go,
she's
sister.
like, all my sisters, get up here. And she's like,
and the background is just shake that ass, shake that ass.
No, seriously, you were like crouched over
I was
dying.
crying, laughing.
Unbelievable.
It was so funny.
And then my mom's like, I want to sing Mamma Mia. And so they put on Mamma Mia. And let me tell you how god awful this performance was. My Aunt Debbie's up there screaming, Start over! Start over!
She was all... Love Aunt Deb. She was off from the beginning, and she was like, we got to bring this back around.
Yeah, start over. And she's just randomly going, Mamma Mia, like at random parts. And then my sister goes, she gets up there. My sister crushes it. She sits down. She goes, that was a do or die moment for this party. She was like, I had to save the day there. I'm like, you did, because
after the
Mamma Mia thing was disastrous. And the way that my mom so confidently called everybody up there to sing Mamma Mia, I thought my mom was going to put on a performance of a lifetime. Horrendous.
No.
Horrendous performance.
I think some of them couldn't see the words.
Yeah,
it
was all over the place.
Screen.
It was a small screen. It was all over the place. But
your sister and your cousin did a fantastic rendition
of Baby Got Back.
Well, that really brought everybody back into it.
Well, I always make them do Baby Got Back with karaoke, because when we were younger, we were at a communion, and it was karaoke, and my sister must have been 12 at the time, which makes me like, I don't know, 6 or 7. Like,
I mean, the whole premise of this sentence is hilarious.
No,
like, you were at a communion, there was karaoke, and they sang Baby Got Back.
Yeah, and they sang Baby Got Back, and they were allowed to sing Baby Got Back, but then the DJ disqualified them after and said they can't win because they said the word horny. They said a curse word,
and it's communion.
Yeah, so. But why did you allow them to sing Baby Got Back in the first place?
He must have forgotten the lyrics.
Yeah. So since then, I've been like, you guys got to do Baby Got Back. So they crushed that. Each table came up and did something. Aunts, cousins, friends, everybody did something. You and Kelly did Love Story. We did Burning Up, Jonas Brothers, with my neighbors who absolutely love the Jonas Brothers as much as Fran, maybe a little even more. So it was so much fun. I mean, really, like karaoke really just brought the house down. And it's like everyone gets up, because then he would just play music, so like everyone was just getting up dancing too, which was fun. But yeah, Aunt Debbie really had a moment there. She really did.
She did. She
had a moment throughout the entire thing, but yeah.
I mean, and she's an absolute
Are we going to talk
gem.
about the raffle situation?
I was going to say, I mean, the whole, honestly, it was your bridal shower, but boy, was it rigged for me and Kelly.
I mean, Fran and Kelly cleaned up at this bridal shower. So what my mom has done at my sister-in-law, now my shower, is she'll ask family members if they want to make a basket and raffle off baskets at the shower, so it like makes it fun for everybody coming. Everybody coming can leave with gifts, not just the bride. And so there was like 9 baskets, I think. It was like beach, wine, martini, waffle, ice cream, relaxation. There was an Italian basket, all Italian things in there, like all things like that. And there was also scratch off tickets on the tables. That if you scratch, it says winner or not a winner. You won that.
There's a whole table of prizes.
Yeah, so you can go over, you pick a prize. Like I'm telling you, my mom was like running a carnival.
Yeah.
Like
no, it was like I don't know if anybody had this growing up, but in my grade school, we had Basket Bonanza, and it was like the big fundraiser for the school. And during the school day, there was a set time where like you were allowed to go into the gym and put some tickets in. And then the Friday night, it was a big event for all the parents, and like there was music, and like they would announce all the winners, and you'd like wait up to see if your parents came home with any of the baskets you wanted. I was like, I'm back at Basket Bonanza.
Yeah, it's Basket Bonanza.
There's prizes everywhere.
Exactly.
I'm looking at all the baskets, trying to see what I want to put my tickets in.
Right, and then Aunt Debbie starts slipping my friends some extra.
She was playing favorites.
Well, she was playing favorites with you and Kelly. I had to start getting more raffle tickets to give it to my other friends because I was like, all right, Aunt Debbie, you're playing favorites with Fran and Kelly.
I think she was playing favorites for herself.
Yeah,
too.
true.
I think she had a decent amount of tickets in her own hands.
But I'm like, what about my other friends here? You're cutting them out and you're giving, and so then I started slipping more tickets to people. And when we were reading off the raffles, Kelly Keegs walks away with 2 baskets. She gives one to you, beach and waffle.
Well, I said, Kelly, hand one over, because Aunt Deb was like, Fran, the beach basket I made for you, and the martini basket I made for Kelly. You guys got to go home with those ones. And we missed out on the martini one, but the beach one, Kelly
my friend
won.
Leah won the martini
which
one.
was amazing.
So I'm like, okay, now it looks like I've rigged this entire thing for all my friends.
Meanwhile, Aunt Deb was like, I didn't fucking win anything.
Aunt Deb was so mad that when we did the wedding dress, the tissue paper, toilet paper, the toilet paper wedding dress game. I know Aunt Debbie wanted to win that, and I was like, I don't think I can give it to her. Like I was like, I just don't think I can give it to her. Like there's other better dresses here, and I know Aunt Debbie wants to win this final game, but the other one's better. Like I cannot give it to her.
It's absolutely. But I got a waffle bowl maker now.
You did.
Yeah.
Put together by Kate.
No, it was
soon to be
a
sister-in-law.
great basket. And then 2 other prizes plus the bottle of Prosecco from the table.
Oh my God.
Which your mom looked me right in the eyes.
No, this is so bad. And my mom called my sister-in-law to apologize yesterday.
She should.
Because I don't even know how to explain this in words without a visual.
Yeah, I know.
So my mom put bottles of Prosecco in the middle of the table as like a centerpiece, but also a prize to win in the end. And the game was just by the way, there wasn't really many games that incorporated me. It was just carnival games in general.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody else made out.
It is great. Like honestly, my wish would be for everyone to have fun and get gifts rather than like make that about myself. This game that she was doing was everyone passed around a coin, and then when she says stop, that person wins the centerpiece. Mm-hmm. My mom is staring at our table, and we're passing the coin around, and she says stop.
I literally am handing the coin to your sister-in-law.
She's handing it to my sister-in-law Marina, my brother's wife. And my mom sees that exchange happen, Fran handing it, because it was like a mid-stop, like it was passing over.
Yep.
And she goes, stop. And she looks and goes, and pass it to your right. And there was a long pause because she had to figure out her rights and lefts because she doesn't know.
She was like, now pass it to your right.
And Fran goes, oh my God. She just looked me in the eye and rigged that for me. And then Marina, my brother's wife, is like, she just took that out of my hands to give to you. Yeah. And I was like, afterwards, when we went home, I was like, Mom, you got to call Marina and apologize for that. You blatantly looked Fran in the eye and rigged that competition for her. You rigged the competition for her and took it out of your daughter-in-law's hands. Yep. And she was like, no, I didn't do that. It must have looked that way, but I didn't do that. We were like, no, that is what happened, Ro. We saw it with our own two eyes.
Oh my God, Marina and I are both laughing. And I look at Marina, I'm like, please, if you want, like, take the bottle of Prosecco. Yeah. Like, if you want.
No, we had 1 million extra bottles of Prosecco, so Marina will have some. But
no, we had a blast. It was
a grand old time.
It really was. I mean, sure.
It gave me a sneak peek into my wedding, which is going to be insane. If everyone like singing and dancing and Aunt Debbie yelling the entire time. So
Yep.
It's going to be...
Your mom had a beautiful speech that there was like an Aunt Deb echo.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
Yeah, God bless.
Us, love it. Oh
God bless.
It was really great.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
We did play would you rather.
Would she rather?
Would she rather for you, which I am still upset about because I would have had a clean sweep. But the wording on this one, it was tricky.
I thought Fran would have got this. And before the game started, I looked at her and I said, just think extra hard about one of them because it's a trick one. And it was go on a cruise or rough it camping. When I filled it out, I was like, we talk about how much we hate cruises. Yeah. We'd never go on a cruise. I'm like, rough it camping. If that's 1 or 2 days for a weekend, it'd be a funny story. I'll pick rough it camping because I don't want to go on a cruise.
I think you saying in a perfect world like threw me off because in a perfect world I was like because it was like going on a cruise, roughing it camping. So in my mind I was like, okay, perfect world. This cruise could be, the most luxurious cruise ship ever created. And the word roughing really misled me because I was like, oh, roughing it camping sounds like no matter what, it's bad.
Yeah. I just was like, I'm going to trick people up on this one. And
it did. It slipped up a lot of people.
It did.
Because everyone was,
you ended up getting 12 out of 13.
The answers out loud. And the whole room was like cruise. And you were like, wrong.
I was like, camping. I don't want to go on a cruise.
If it was go on cruise or glamping, I think I would have picked glamping.
Right. That was a trick lesson.
Yeah,
it was a trick one.
Yeah.
And then Matt came at the end. Beautiful flowers. Stunning. Everyone clapped for him. Yay, Matt.
Yep.
And
did his part.
He did his part. And Luca came at the end. Cutie. So Luca's been watching the cutest videos. Like my sister plays him like the Muppet singing rock songs or like a lot of music or like. So she's been playing this Andrea Bocelli Sings to Elmo video.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to go watch this video, okay? First of all, it's Andrea Bocelli singing Elmo to sleep.
Yep.
And then Elmo's like, ah, ah. And then Andrea Bocelli, like, belts out at the end of the song. And Elmo, like, pops up and he goes, Mr. Bocelli, please, Elmo's trying to sleep now. Like, he gets mad at Andrea Bocelli for singing, and it is so funny.
Oh,
so and I played it all weekend, and I played it for Luke. I'm like, this is the funniest. I don't know why this is cracking me up, but like Elmo getting mad at Andrea Bocelli for singing because he wants to sleep is amazing. So honestly, entertaining for all ages, in my opinion. But Luca is a little cutie freaking monster.
He really is.
I love him so much. And yeah, it was a great time.
Yeah, it was. One step closer.
One step closer.
One step
I wore
closer.
my grandma's pearls.
Beautiful.
My grandma Betty, rest in peace. And
perfect for the theme.
Perfect for the theme. And yeah, it was incredible. No notes.
Loved it.
No notes.
Absolutely.
Great time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's making me excited for my bachelorette now because I'm like, whoa, if that was the bridal shower.
Yeah.
I don't know. If that was the bridal shower, I don't know what the bachelorette's going to be.
Can't wait for your bachelorette.
Well, your sister's ready to bring the energy. I'll be honest, at a certain point on Saturday, I did think to myself, I think Noah would have had fun here
I'm
today.
sure I would have.
Like, that thought did cross my mind, where I thought, Noah would have had a fun time here today.
I should have just, like, met
because
Marty
I also
at the bar
thought, like, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, if they're you know, if they're rigging it for us, Noah would have really made out.
Noah would have went home with every prize. No, but everybody left with something, to make it clear, not just Fran and Kelly. No. Like everybody
there was
left.
Gifts and prizes and beautiful things for everybody. Cookies to take home, dessert to take home.
They crushed it.
Even their little seating charts were little pearl cell phone charms, which everyone got to take home too.
It was so cute. And I had no involvement whatsoever. Usually I'm always trying to put my hands into things and, you know, try and help out. But they just absolutely crushed it on their own, and it was so cool, and I felt so special. So that was so amazing. And that was first of a. I saw people being like, "Wait, when are you getting married?" Because, you know, it seems like it's far in advance. Yeah, but I am getting married at the end of April, and it was just the timing that fit. There's, you know.
Yeah. And I find that the whole like bridal shower right before the wedding it's not like the normal time. Like, I just find that I see more people having their shower earlier and earlier. It's just when it works.
It gets hectic, and it's when it works, and it's everybody's busy. And I had a couple of really close friends who actually couldn't make it this weekend either. Obviously, don't blame them at all. Like, things, you know, life happens, and it's like, that's why it's hard to plan something where, you know, people can go or
it's
they
hard
can't
to make sure
go, and
make
sure everyone can go, and you pick one date and this person can't go, and you kind of just have to settle on something and go, all right, this is what it is. If you can't be there, that's totally okay, but I just have to pick this date. So super excited for more to come. Over the summer, First Aid Beauty sent me a nice little care package, and I was so excited to try some new items that they have. And one of those items was the facial radiance pads. These facial radiance pads are amazing. I've been using them since the summer. I really, really love them. And these daily use, yes, you can use them every day, are a convenient solution to any skincare needs, whether you have dull skin, uneven skin tone, you name it, these help. They're formulated with lactic and glycolic acid to gently exfoliate, brighten, and help refine the look of pores. They leave behind a glow and a smooth canvas for makeup. I especially love using these pads before putting on makeup. It feels like it leaves a really smooth skin canvas for you to put makeup on your face and leave that nice glow. They prep your skin so well before you put your makeup on, but then you can also use them at the end of the day too for a second cleanse. And right now we have a special offer for just our listeners. You can get 20% off when you visit our exclusive URL, that's firstaidbeauty.com/CITO, and use our promo code CITO. That's firstaidbeauty.com/CITO. Don't wait. You can get 20% off with promo code CITO at firstaidbeauty.com/CITO.
I got wedding on the brain. I was dying. I woke up Saturday morning to get ready for the shower, and I literally started dying laughing in my bathroom by myself because I had a dream Friday night that we were at Rhea Matt's wedding. And it was in Europe somewhere, maybe Italy, unknown. We didn't really say it in the dream, but it was in a beautiful setting. And it was a pack ceremony. It was an interesting ceremony. It was an interesting setup where it was like a zigzag through the crowd that everybody walked down the aisle, but the aisle was like a snake almost. So everybody really got their moment. Yeah. That it was and you guys come down at the end, and you go up to the front, and the ceremony's happening, and then whoever was officiating is a blank face. But it was like, all right, now is the time for you to go off and make your pizza.
We're making our own personal pizza.
It was a part of the ceremony for you and Matt to walk over to the side, and there was a table set up for you to make your own pizza, assortment of toppings, a brick oven, everything for you to make this pizza. It was the ceremonial pizza. It was something everybody does. Everyone was oh, time for the pizza.
It's time for the pizza.
Time for the pizza. And as you were off making the pizza, I was speaking to my seatmates, which were Tom Holland and Zendaya. They were at your wedding.
Wow.
And we had a great catch up.
Time.
Yeah, we had a great catch up. I was like, oh, what's in the future for you guys with your wedding? Asking them that. I remember it was just, and then I just woke up and I was dying laughing. I was like, what the fuck was that? It's just,
oh my God.
But
it sounds
the
like
wedding
a great
is
wedding.
Gonna be stunning. And you know what? I kind of feel like there are some elements in the dream that make sense.
Like,
Like
going
Tom
on
Holland
the
and
pizza.
Like not to give too much away for your plans.
Yeah,
you know?
there's pizza
But
at the after party.
There's some correlations there that I feel
There's
like
pizza before.
Yeah, like I think like the pizza's kind of
the pizza is a thing.
Featured.
Yeah. Yes.
Which did make me laugh, but no,
that's maybe why because my rehearsal dinner.
Yeah, I think I just had it on the brain.
Yes.
Guys, and pizza. It's just
right. It just was pizza.
Yeah,
They're making pizza.
Exactly.
I did say that to you. I said I wonder if they'll let us make a pizza.
Yeah,
that's maybe why.
All right.
Now it's all coming together.
All right up in here. And I guess I've just really been thinking about Tom and Zendaya. Which by the way, it seems his father has really confirmed the engagement. I did not know that Tom Holland's dad had a Patreon that he writes vlogs.
I didn't know that either. This is breaking news to me.
Oh yeah, no, he wrote in his Patreon. I'm not a subscriber, so I didn't read it myself, but there were articles written about it that he confirmed the engagement.
Oh.
Which is just like, do you give your dad the green light on that one, or is that like a asking for forgiveness thing where you're like, hey dad, maybe don't do that, or like you call your dad after?
What did he say?
Dominic Holland confirmed his eldest son's engagement in a Patreon post shared on Friday. Tom's father discussed Tom and Zendaya's recent engagement news. He began his blog by commenting about how his patrons likely subscribe to him because they are hoping for news about his son. He then offered up a rare insight into the actor's personal life as he touched on Tom's engagement. Although he noted he wouldn't be revealing any specific details about the couple's special moment, he did share that Tom didn't propose on a whim. Instead, his son had every detail thoughtfully planned out. He wrote, Tom, as you know by now, is very incredibly well prepared. He had purchased a ring. He had spoken with her father and gained permission to propose to his daughter. Tom had everything planned out. When, where, how, what to say, what to wear, which he said was in stark contrast to his own proposal to his wife, that he didn't have a ring or parental permission when he popped the question to Tom's mom. So that's really what he said. Just confirmed. He's
confirming, and he's like, you know what,
it did happen, and he was well prepared, unlike myself.
Yeah, and my son was prepared.
Yeah,
and instead of these articles saying he really just did it like on a whim
it was
or whatever, he was prepared, as we would expect nothing less from Tom Holland than to be prepared.
Absolutely.
Of course, he's prepared.
Yes. And then what else this week? Sunday, the Eagles had a win. It was great.
I was watching. I was rooting. Yeah. If they lost, they would have been out.
Yeah, that would have been it.
Okay, sorry. I am
usually how the playoffs work.
Yeah. If they lost that was it. So yeah, they did win, and the Commanders won, which now leads up to the Commanders playing the Lions and the Eagles playing the winner of the Vikings-Rams game. If the Bucks had won, we would have been playing the Bucks, which we'll see what happens, but the Bucks have always, in the last few years, been a really hard opponent for the Eagles in the playoffs. That's Todd Bowles just feels like they has had the Eagles number. So it'll be interesting to see how the Vikings-Rams game goes tonight. Some of the other games were blowouts. They weren't the AFC games were not as exciting, and the Eagles game was honestly a tough watch. The defense was spectacular, but it was not a big offensive showing. But
do you think?
Yeah.
Maybe possible big game?
I mean, I will speak not on that subject to not jinx.
Then that's why I didn't even say.
Yeah. I get very nervous about things. Next game, you got to think about this.
We just got to get to. It's
so
true though. You can't be thinking about. You just got to make it through.
Yeah, exactly. Next game. So they'll play the winner of the Vikings-Rams, which they are playing Monday night in Arizona. The game was supposed to be in LA, but due to the fires, they have moved locations to Arizona, which is safe option. LA, especially with away fans, the Vikings travel very, very well. It's just you don't need Vikings fans traveling to LA and with everything going on.
I mean,
it's still going on.
It's insane. It's truly insane.
Yeah,
and
the Palisades fire is still not contained, and I know I saw reports this morning that there's some weather supposed to be like today and Tuesday of some high gusts of wind again. So they're just really hoping that they can keep things working in the right direction, because that is the way things were progressing. But now, you're fighting against Mother Nature at this point to see what happens. But it is, I mean, it's just been awful seeing.
It's just heartbreaking.
Everything all weekend.
It's just heartbreaking, and you can't even wrap your head around what's happening, and it's like it just continues going on. But I do want to say, I had a couple of girls reach out whose families were affected, and they sent some GoFundMes and things like that. So if you have, family yourself, whoever was affected, and you have places to donate, send it our way. Send it to Chicks in the Office. Send it to us. We would love to help out in any way that we can.
Post them on the Chicks in the Office.
We can post them on Chicks in the Office as well. And happy to help out in any way that we can. So send it our way if you guys have that. But yeah, it's just crazy. Like it's insane. There's like no words for it, right? You just keep saying it's crazy, it's insane, but that's really like what there are no words for what is happening.
Yeah,
and it's just,
and everyone has to be extra careful, because if you are out in the LA area, the air quality is just not good as well. So just, if you're outside, I think wearing a mask is a smart choice. Just from everything that's being burned, and the air quality is not great. And it's an interesting time, because so much of, and we talked about this a little bit last week as well, but so much of the pop culture news coming out right now is, it's celebrity based. A lot of celebrities live in LA. A lot of celebrities have been affected. So that has been a big conversation. And we'll talk about it with some of the topics, but it's just, for some people, it is a lose-lose battle, I feel like. And we'll talk about it with, honestly, the two different people making headlines right now. The most headlines, I feel like it goes to show how things can turn in different directions almost. Like Spencer and Heidi, everybody is really like championing what they're saying and trying to help them and work with them. And then, there's folks that are just maybe trying to help, or have somebody who has lost their home and they're trying to help, and they just get ripped apart no matter what. Like, it's the celebrities can't post charitable donations or like GoFundMes is a crazy premise to me. Like, everybody, like Mandy Moore having to adjust her caption of her post, like posting a GoFundMe to help her, I believe it was like her brother-in-law and sister-in-law, and they're like, and people are just being like, "You're rich, give them the money." Like, I just think that's it's a crazy also like premise.
Just because somebody is
sharing, they're not helping,
right? It's like, just because someone's sharing a link doesn't mean that themselves are not helping.
Yeah,
they're just trying to get the word out more. And it's like when people say, the Kardashians, why are they posting the links? And it's like, well, just because they're posting the links doesn't mean that they're not also donating. Like, and then here's the thing: if then people donate,
and then it's like, no, it's never enough,
right? And then if people donate and they say they donated, then people say they're only doing it so they can have their name out there, and
they
it's
say
like,
it's performative.
There's
it's like
a lot of people who donate that don't put their name, they don't post it, and that is awesome. So it's like the donation shaming or pushing or curiosity, and did they donate? How much did they donate? Well, they didn't post that they donated. Did they actually donate? It's like, not everything has to be posted, but if they do share, that's also spreading the word out more, and more people are seeing it, which means more people donate. It's like, it's just like, I don't know. People they just want to be mad at everything and they're mad at the world, and obviously it's a
Yeah.
shitty situation, so people look for things to be mad at because they're mad at the situation.
Yeah, the Tarte trip is happening right now also, which is,
I mean,
it's just unfortunate timing.
bad timing.
The Tarte trip, tripping with Tarte, you guys know it. You either love it, you hate it, but it's happening right now, and they are on a beautiful island in the British Virgin Islands, and it's tough for, I'm sure, the Tarte team to navigate. It seems, my guess would be it's tough for the people that are on the trip to navigate, and I've seen criticism. I've seen I've seen both sides, and I find that they're, it's a little bit of everything. Like, I think these trips rub people the wrong way regardless, like, anyway.
For sure. People hate the Tarte trips.
Yeah.
Without this being a thing. Like, there's always controversy surrounding the Tarte trips.
Yeah.
Even without this happening.
Yeah. And so they, and Maureen Kelly, the CEO, founder of Tarte, has really posted a lot about how the Tarte team is giving back and donating, and money they're donating, and other things that they are donating, and that they are going to do the same type of trip in March for first responders, firefighters, people who lost their homes, that it's like, you can basically be entered in a chance to win if you are in that category, to then go on a trip like this in March that they're going to do. And that's the way that they have kind of reckoned with having this trip happen at this same time, and their way that they're, are trying to show that they are giving back. But it's tough, and it's tough for the people on the trip, because it's like a lot of them are trying to spread awareness and show that you can donate and post places that you can donate, and they're doing this, and then it's like, boop, I'm on an island. So it's tricky. It is. And as far as Tarte goes too, it's like, this is their big thing. Like, this is, they hone in. We don't do billboards. We don't do like classic advertising, all these things. Like, our Tarte trip is our big thing we do it's millions of dollars that they put into this trip. So at the same time, it's like their hands are tied too. It's like, it's
right,
so
a couple
much money
days
goes
before,
into,
and you can't cancel it.
Yeah,
and it's
so much money goes into having these trips, and I do think that it is a great thing that they are donating, and they're matching donations, and they're gonna have this other trip, and it's just like unfortunate times.
Optics wise, it'll never.
Yeah, it's just like the time
the
you can't have
of like people on an island, and then
some people are choosing to share more and less than who are,
Right. I think
there's some people that I saw on like the Tarte TikTok that was like, oh my God, I didn't even realize that they were there.
Yeah, I think some people are not choosing not to share that they're there. It's definitely a confusing situation, and I can see how everybody involved is confused on how to go about handling it.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it's I'd imagine the people of Tarte were like, we already get destroyed for this trip.
Yep.
This is
right. And in that sense, I think it's like always they're like, oh, even when people are shitting on it, that's the buzz that they create with the trip.
Right.
That it's
this
like,
isn't
this
good
is
buzz.
not, like
this is bad buzz.
Yeah.
This is tone deaf buzz.
Yep. This is not this. It's not the same. So, yeah, I think, like I said, it's just double-edged sword there.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Definitely hard to figure out how to handle that.
Yep.
But we will get into some other topics. I mean, mostly what's going on right now is everybody talking about the fires and the people who are affected and things getting postponed. Meghan Markle, she postponed her Netflix show due to the fires. More about Spencer and Heidi. They've kind of taken over TikTok with the fires, and a little bit talk about Ariana Grande. And she says she's everywhere right now, but she does have a deluxe album of Eternal Sunshine. And we will be doing weekly watch reports. So let's get into the rest of the show.
This is the way to a healthy scalp. Get to the root of your healthy hair goals with Ouai's scalp care that will get your strands looking stronger, fuller, and healthier. Their hair and body products are made to be effortless and work for you and your routine. I will say I absolutely love the Ouai Scalp Serum. It has become a staple in my routine. I use it often. I love using it after I get out of the shower. And it's lightweight, so I feel like I don't have to, if I'm using it at night and I wake up in the morning, it's not like, oh my God, I have to wash my hair right away. It's like it sits nicely. You can still go about your day, and I feel like it is really balancing and hydrating my scalp. 100% saw thicker, fuller looking strands after using the scalp serum, according to an expert grading study. The daily scalp serum can be used day or night with wet or dry hair, and it soothes irritation and keeps your hair stronger and fuller through a healthy, hydrated, balanced scalp. So Ouai is truly a full part of my routine. Every time I wash my hair, I love their anti-dandruff shampoo because in the winter, your girl gets a little flaky. So I use that conditioner, get out of the shower, the scalp serum. It's perfect. And then, the Ouai leave-in conditioner, of course. So the way to a healthy scalp starts here. Go to TheOuai.com and use code CHICKS for 15% off any product. That's TheOuai.com, code CHICKS.
So we'll just continue talking about what we had been talking about.
Yep.
But Spencer and Heidi have really kind of taken over TikTok right now. I think people are seeing them as kind of like, I don't know if positivity is the word because they unfortunately lost their house and all of their belongings. But I think Spencer, gets on there with some humor and people find comfort in that. And Heidi's song is now going viral again on TikTok, and people are trying to help out. I actually, Spencer, he got me with this. He was like, everything I've always read about myself for the last how many years has been Spencer Pratt is broke, reality stars broke, Spencer Pratt's broke. Now that I lost
and not a celebrity.
Yeah, and now that I lost my house, everybody's saying I'm rich.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is a very fair point to bring up. It's like people they go, oh, they're rich, they're famous, they're on TV, they have money. That is not always the case.
Yep.
And even if it is the case, it's still incredibly sad. And they're really posting up a storm on TikTok right now.
Yeah, I think, Spencer just has that, he just has such an interesting brain, where it's, he totally he is somebody that finds, I think he would say, laughter is the best medicine type of way sometimes for something, where he's enjoying sharing and having these moments, and they're like, oh, you want to support? Let's bump Heidi's album up the iTunes chart. And they've done it. That chart, they have gone to, I believe, number one. Took it in the number one in the UK as well. He's been posting a ton. He changed his Instagram bio to married to a pop superstar, number one artist. He is really just pumping that up and pumping up the love for Heidi and in support of the family. I was even on TikTok too, he was making videos and he's joking like, all right, I'm at 45 seconds. I'm going to talk for 15 more seconds so that it hits a minute so it qualifies for the creator fund. So here I go. All right, we're almost there. Yeah. And he'd be like, okay, we're there. And yeah, they've even been talking about how, because everyone's like, oh my God, Spencer and Heidi, we would watch a show for you guys right now, having to rebuild and what life looks like for you guys right now. And it seemed like he had said, they had gone to their agents and the agents maybe had a meeting with Hulu today. He said that there was a chance. So who knows? I think everybody would watch that show. And I have seen some funny tweets as well of being like, damn, us, the millennials really got it wrong about Spencer and Heidi. These these were the ones.
It is funny to
maybe switch things around for them now.
It is true. It is funny to think back, like watching The Hills. It's like they were seen as the enemies.
Yeah.
Like Spencer and Heidi were seen as the enemies. But when I do watch some clips back from early Hills, not like Heidi and Spencer, they lose you a lot, and I think when it goes on, but like when Heidi's still like, you know, bubbly and like all that, there are times where Lauren's a little, you know what I mean, like a little bit mean to Heidi, and it's like you watch back and you're like, damn, it's watching it back in a different light is always interesting. But yeah, they were kind of seen as like the enemy, and now they're, you know, the face of TikTok right now. Now, I mean, TikTok, I think it's about to go away, like in a couple of days.
Doesn't look good for TikTok. The Supreme Court hearing did happen last week on Friday, and from what it appears is the Supreme Court is going to, you know, uphold the law that has already been passed. That is kind of what was being spread around Friday afternoon, of like the Supreme Court seems to have moved quickly on this one, supposed to have an official ruling very soon of how they feel about it. But you know, people were, you could stream and listen to the questioning and everything, and it didn't seem like it was going in TikTok's way. So it's also like a gray area of what exactly is going to happen on January 19th, I guess. Like, I've been trying to do research on it and haven't found like a direct answer. Like the representative attorney for TikTok is just like, even in the hearing, it's like, it'll go dark. It's like, what does that mean? It'll go dark.
That, like, basically it'll be removed from the App Store. If it's on your phone, you'll still be able to like use it, but at some point you can't get updates on it, and then like it'll just kind of fall apart.
Right.
But like the app isn't going to disappear from your phone. It'll be on your phone.
It'll be on your phone, but it's like if there isn't an update or something, you won't be able to update it.
Yeah, I saw someone say that like TikTok usually does like at least 2 updates a week. So like at some point, it's going to stop working.
It just won't work. Yeah, I guess
like,
it's like that's
upload?
it's just been like a vague, like it'll go dark.
It feels like womp womp.
Yeah.
I mean, it happened with Vine.
Yeah.
Like we did, you know, we forget we did have that happen with Vine, where it just the plug was pulled.
The plug was pulled.
People, I think, were less addicted to Vine that they were TikTok.
I just really thought, and I still think that something could happen, even if it's like, even if it does quote unquote go dark for post January 19th, that there's a world where it's back after that. But I don't know, it's really hard to tell at this point. And it is a political game here. So we do have a new president coming in January 20th, and who's to say what things will be done to potentially try and bring TikTok back, because it seems like he is in favor of having TikTok at this point. So I don't know if moves will be made or not, or if we're really like, if it's going to be gone.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll find out soon. We'll see on January 19th.
Spencer's making sure he's collecting now.
Getting that collector's fund in.
Is coming ASAP.
Right, for sure. Make sure he transfers everything to his checking and
he's
his savings and the whole thing.
Make sure that, isn't it normally at the end of the month?
What?
The creator fund payments? I don't know how it works.
I don't have mine set up.
I have no idea how it works. Well, I hope it's not, because
then
if it's all end of the month, there it may be an issue. But if it's like, if TikTok, you could still, I don't know.
I don't know how any of that stuff works on TikTok.
It's like I said, just the language has not been super clear on like what exactly will happen to TikTok.
Well, the thing is, there'll be a new app to just jump in. They're like, and if it's not, it'll be, everyone will be on Reels.
Yeah.
So we'll just pop on over to there, I guess.
I guess everyone. Yeah. They'll have to scroll somehow.
Yeah. Right. You got to keep those thumbs moving.
Yeah.
Meghan Markle postponed her Netflix show.
Yeah. This once again, lose for Meghan Markle, I think. people were already shitting on the show to begin with.
Right.
And I think it's super fair to postpone a show that is, like, I'm sure, glorifying a beautiful Southern California life and a home and the food and hosting and gathering and, like, all those things. And putting that on pause for right now. I get it. And they got, they're getting heat right now for going and volunteering publicly. And it's like,
they're getting heat for that?
yeah, it's like, oh my God, they're getting, they're ambulance chasers just looking for a photo op.
I mean, what are people supposed to do?
I know.
It's damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's like a very tiring place to live in, where if you do something, then you get told that you're doing it for attention. If you don't do something, why aren't you doing that? If you do something in private, they don't know. It's like, it's just
this family it started from, and she posted on X, this Family Ties actress Justine Bateman. She reshared a video of, local Fox station sharing footage of Harry and Meghan visiting fire victims. And the original tweet was, the dumb reporter called her Princess Markle. The two disaster chasers came out for some new PR and attention. And Justine Bateman reposted it and said, Meghan Markle and Harry are no better than ambulance chasers. What a repulsive photo op they achieved. They are, quote, touring the damage. Are they politicians now? They don't live here. They are tourists. Disaster tourists. So,
damn.
Yeah. It's another, crazy thing. I think for them too, Harry that's what Harry was raised doing. It's like the UK.
That is true.
The royals. I know he is not in that position now, but it is ingrained in him. Like, when something would happen, tragedy, natural disaster, something, and the Queen or whoever it is would go visit with the people, like, that's, and I just feel like in this sense Harry's like, oh well, that's what we'll do. In this sense, it's our, they are in there in Montecito, it's a little farther away, but that's where I would think the thought process would go to. And there were reports last week, they opened their homes to their friends who need a place, and they had that happen when they were basically struggling to find a place, and freaking Tyler Perry offered them his home. And so I feel like they're just trying to pay it forward in a way. And I that is just a really harsh label. Like, to be calling them ambulance chasers, I think is a pretty harsh and unfair label.
I agree. It's like I said, it's like, if you do something to help, then and people say you're attention seeking. If you don't do anything at all, people say, what are they doing to help? So the show's moved to, the show will now come out in March is when they moved the show. So apparently the call came from Meghan. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. If it's surrounding California, I get it. The other thing is, though, like, people do want a little bit of a distraction as well. So, like, not everyone could stop their shows and, like, stop everything that's going on. Like, people do have to continue on with their lives as well. So, but if it's surrounding California, then that makes complete sense to move it along. And if that's Meghan's call, that's Meghan's call. Last topic, Ariana Grande, she said that she has a deluxe version of Eternal Sunshine, but she feels like she's been everywhere. So she's not sure when she wants to put it out. At this point, just put it out, because your fans, a lot of Ariana Grande's fans, think she's, too focused in acting. They want music. Well, here you get a little bit of both. You get a little Wicked, you get a little music. There you go. I mean, and the thing is, she put out an album this year. Like, people are like, she's focused on acting now. She's not doing. Yeah. She did put out an album this year.
She did.
Last year.
Well, yeah.
Well,
2024.
Yeah. Sorry. I mean, this 2024. Yeah.
In the calendar,
we just got into 2025.
In the last year.
In the last calendar year, she has put out an album.
Within this last calendar year.
But she was quoted saying, "I'm out there so much right now. I want to let my children miss me for 2 seconds. I'm excited to surprise them with it at some point, but I'm still mulling over the timing in my head. It's not the end of Peaches just yet, but she's going in the closet for a minute. The album is so concise, and I didn't want to add songs just for the sake of it. The new tracks are short, but they really count." Talking about the deluxe version. That's super fair. I think she's got to be like, I mean, there was a time that she had said that she was going to tour, do some sort of mini tour in between Wicked and Wicked 2. And that idea, I think, has been scrapped, which makes sense. I feel like she has been traveling all over the world, and now it's like award season, so she is just locked in that aspect as well. And when the time is right for her to release that music, I am sure she will. And we're getting a lot of Ariana Grande right now. So I think that's kind of fair.
Yeah, it is fair. Maybe it's space it out. But I'm thinking, just pile on top.
I know, but I just know, like, when you're in your own head thinking about it, you're just like, God, give it a rest.
Too much of me. That's how I feel about
looking in the mirror, You're like, God, give it a rest.
That's how I feel about myself right now. Seriously, that's truly how I feel about myself.
That's what I'm saying. That's
tired of hearing myself
Ariana Grande probably feels the same.
Right. Ariana Grande probably feels it a million times more. But that's how I said last week. I'm tired of hearing things about myself at this point. But me and Ariana Grande, one and the same.
Exactly.
I actually dressed as Audrey Hepburn this weekend to throw in my hat in the ring.
Yes.
At the biopic as well.
Yeah, right. I mean, you would crush that audition.
Yeah.
Take Ariana down.
Yeah,
everybody else. No, I think that completely makes sense for her. So, wait, there was one more thing I wanted to talk about. What was it? Oh, the Sydney Sweeney thing.
Oh, I thought you were kidding.
Oh, no, I was dead serious.
Oh, so Sydney Sweeney.
I was dead serious.
So people think that she's pulling.
I thought this was funny.
They think she's pulling the whole thing, the whole Glenn Powell thing again with a new co-star.
Yeah.
Who was in It Ends With Us. I'm blanking on his name.
Yeah, his name is
He played
Brandon Sklenar.
Yeah, Brandon Sklenar.
Sklenar. Yeah. He is the Atlas. It Ends With Us. And now he is starring in The Housemaid with Sydney Sweeney. They're actually filming around a lot of parts of New Jersey. My aunt texted me this weekend and was like, they're filming at this house in where my aunt lives. And oh my God, stunning home. Holy crap.
Yeah,
she sent me the Zillow link for it. It looked absolutely unbelievable. But they were seen going to a show on Broadway together. So we actually posted the pictures on the Chicks in the Office account. And Not Skinny But Not Fat, Amanda commented and said, oh no, is she doing the thing? And people really picked that up. Page 6 posted a screenshot of the comment. I was laughing as I saw the captions is the Housemaid press tour going to be Anyone But You 2.0? Not Skinny But Not Fat comment via @Chicks in the Office. Because anytime now you see her, it's they're co-stars, they're going out together, no one else. It's just the two of them.
Right. And
it's funny because that's just of course your brain is just gonna go right back to that same place because that's how we felt. But it's we're not gonna get God again, guys.
Yeah. And it feeds into it because she's giving him the eyes in the picture, or at least I'm thinking she's oh, look at me. But we can't get God again. It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, she literally just posted pictures.
Clearly, Sydney Sweeney likes to bond with her co-stars.
For sure.
You know what I mean? This is what we're gathering. She likes to get into character, method acting.
She likes to hang with her co-stars.
Sydney Sweeney's a method actor.
I think she also is just down to hang with the guys.
I mean, did you see that sorority post when she wrote my favorite guy? I mean, frat post, not sorority.
Yeah.
She wrote my favorite guys, and everyone's when did Sydney Sweeney become a frat sweetheart?
Right. Yeah. I know, and it's guys, we can't fall down that rabbit hole again. We know what was done during Anyone But You. Sydney Sweeney just posted a carousel of photos of New Year's, Christmas, like holidays, and in one of them she's kissing her fiance. And
Right,
there's people,
right.
let's
She's
not forget about the whole
engaged.
fiance thing.
She has a fiance. She's engaged, but she's a method actor, and she likes to spend time with her co-stars.
And it's smart because the formula is there, and people are going to talk about it. It worked flawlessly for anyone but you.
we all saw it.
Yeah.
We all saw the movie.
And the movie was great.
And are we going to watch this one if these two are seen out together all the time? Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, we are.
So, and I know
Promote
people,
that movie, Sydney.
I know people have been talking about The
He doesn't have
Housemaid
the Glenn
because
Powell
it is
factor.
yeah.
For me, at least.
What does he?
I say he doesn't have the Glenn Powell it factor.
Oh well, you
For
never
for
know.
You
an
never
it
know.
couple,
Maybe
you know
he
what I'm
will.
Yeah.
Maybe he will. The Housemaid was a very popular book that is now being adapted into this movie, and she's probably going to leave the marketing charge once again. Smart.
Hey, if she keeps this up, I'm seeing the movie.
Yo,
You know
of
what
course.
I mean? She's going to lock us all in.
Of
We're going to see
course.
the movie.
Of course. Of course.
All right, that wraps up the topics. Just before this, we were talking to Noah about how much he loves concerts, is his favorite thing to do, how many concerts he got to go to thanks to Game Time in 2024. We love getting out to live events, as does Noah, whether it's a concert, a football game, a comedy show, and we always use Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Playoffs are happening right now with football. Maybe you're looking to go to a game. You can look at Game Time. And you know how much we love Game Time. We've said it before. We use Game Time a bunch to go to concerts, sporting events, you name it, we've been there because of Game Time. Now with the brand new Game Time Picks feature, they're making it even easier to get to a game. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. If you're looking for tickets for playoffs, like I said, look on Game Time. Just pull up your chosen event, turn on the GT Picks setting at the top of the screen, or browse the best local Game Time Picks deals near you or your Game Time app homepage. So what are you waiting for? Get those tickets and take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHICKS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHICKS for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? It is game time. All right, it's time for the Weekly Watch Report, where we talk about the things we watched this week. Weekly Watch Report on Monday, Weekly Watch Report on Monday, Weekly Watch Report on Monday, Weekly Watch Report on Monday. Traitors.
There was a murder.
The Traitors. It's freaking back.
Yeah, it's back, and it's great.
It's great. Now, first 20 minutes of episode 1, I was like, I don't know. By the end of episode 1, I was like, I need to stay up and watch all the rest of the episodes. Like, I'm like, where are they all? The chills. Well, but this is spoilers, by the way, if you haven't watched Traitors.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Traitors.
First 3 episodes.
Traitors.
If you don't want to know who was murdered
on Traitors, then opt out now.
Yep.
The chills. No, you're not a Survivor gal.
I'm not.
But I am a Survivor gal. And when Boston Rob comes in and they tell him he's going to be a traitor, I'm hooting and hollering at my TV. I'm like, this is what I came for. You know what I mean? A little part of me for a second was like, it's too obvious that he would be a traitor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're making it too obvious.
The
to make
delayed
Boston
entrance was good for that.
Yes, because if Boston Rob comes in and make him a traitor right off the bat, bad. Everyone's gonna know Boston Rob's a traitor. Boston Rob being a traitor coming in late with Wes, another one, which this is like so classic. Maria just did a reality TV competition where Matt's like, I fucking hate him, like da-da-da-da-da, like about Wes and the challenge. I'm like, he played a good game. I'm like, he plays good games. And he's like, is this coming from someone who's trying to defend all their actions on a reality show or what? I'm like, yes, it is coming from someone who's trying to defend their actions on a reality show. And Wes plays good games.
He does.
So yeah, got chills at Wes. I don't know the other guy, why am I blanking on his name already, which is so rude. He's
Derek.
on Big Brother. Apparently he's great on Big Brother too. I've never watched.
I don't know the Big Brother people.
I don't know Big Brother at all. I've never watched Big Brother. People always say that we would love it, but
yeah,
I've never gotten involved in Big Brother. But Boston Rob being a traitor, it's like, wow, this is icing on the cake for an amazing season. He's already playing a fantastic game. He runs laps and laps above everybody else in their heads. Like, he just knows how to play it. Like, he just knows how to be like a likable guy who people want to talk to.
The round table flipping it back on Tony. And
Tony's another one that he sticks out as someone, a survivor that you know, and he felt like they were unfairly pointing their fingers at him, and they were because he was a faithful. Poor Wells.
Oh, Wells got fucked.
Wells got fucked. I was like, no, I was so mad.
I was so mad too, and I feel like Wells would have been so good because he actually understands the game, and I saw people talking about this online as well. Like, there are some of these reality stars, like, they're going on the Traitors, but they're not like, they're not reality competition people. So they don't really understand the game. Mm-hmm. And they're just like flying by the seat of their pants a little bit. And Wells, during that vote, when they're voting, and then like there's random votes thrown in, and under his breath, he's like, oh, we're fucking burning votes. Like, I was like, oh, no. Like, what? Potential wasted for how well he could have done on that show.
And honestly, he was spot on when he said waste of a vote.
Yep.
Because listen, Tom Sandoval obviously fucking blows.
Yeah.
He sucks dick. He sucks. He's awful. He's an awful guy. Even watching him on this show, his whole demeanor is terrible. He's an awful guy.
Well, he's just kind of creeping everybody out, it seems.
Right. And, you know, whatever. This is not to defend Tom before anybody says I'm defending Tom. I want that to be very clear because there is no defense of Tom. But Chrishell, it felt like a looking for like a social media moment right there. Voting Tom to be like, I know that you're a liar and this and that. Like, yes, we all know, but you need to use Tom to your advantage right now and put your heads together and like forget that for a second because he's on this show and you got to work with him because that's how Traitors goes. And you just got, you know what I mean? And to be fair, Tom was pointing his fingers at Chrishell.
Yeah.
So I do understand how that would make Chrishell want to go for Tom, but you cannot burn a vote. So like Wells being like, you're just burning a vote because you're mad at him is correct. It's like, yes, was Tom wrong for just automatically pointing his fingers at Chrishell? Yes, it seemed unfounded. He was just doing it because he's Tom. Chrishell then burning her vote to vote for Tom just because she's mad was not the smart play. Was not the smart play there. And unfortunately, Wells went home, you know?
I know. And Tom is just somebody that, like, I will say is entertaining in a show like this because he's so clueless and thinks he's so smart and he's onto people and he just could not be more dead wrong. Like, I was even just laughing at him being like, I opened my eyes first. And I looked around and like, this is what I thought. It's like, no, you can't read any of these people. You're absolutely clueless.
Oh, it's hilarious to watch him.
Absolutely clueless. And it's been very interesting to see who has emerged to the front of the pack. I mean, talk about somebody who's watched reality TV and was probably really fucking pumped to be on the show and probably tried really hard to be on the show. Dylan Efron. Obsessed. He knows what he's doing.
King.
Is, I mean, he's like
knows.
the Pilot Pete of the season. Like he knows. Like he's smart. He gets it. I mean, he is already like on the scent of Bob the Drag Queen and knows it. And these shows are always so entertaining, but watching can be so frustrating because you're like, oh, why isn't anybody listening to Dylan?
Listen to Dylan.
And I just like Bob the Drag Queen is defending, like really defending himself to the point where I'm like, doesn't that spark any red flags in anybody else? Danielle also too. I mean, I don't know Danielle. Once again, don't watch Big Brother, but the fucking like the tears and it's the other Jeremy, it's the other Survivor guy. It's Jeremy being like, I'm not buying what she's selling. And he's so right because they shouldn't. Like she's doing too much. Like there's somebody, you need to have like a sense of aloofment, I think, which is what who's the other traitor? The blonde survivor. Carolyn. What she's doing, I think, has been smart. Where it's like, everyone's like, there's no way it could be her.
Yeah.
She's out to lunch. She doesn't even know what's going on, you know? Like, that is kind of the way I think you need to play it a little bit, because when you overact or it's the dramatics are there, it's gonna draw attention to you. But boy, is it entertaining. And I think Boston Rob is going to have to save their asses a lot. Like, already, our episode 2, 3 we're at, and Rob is having to kind of save their asses, jumping in to like get another person out to save them. So, God, I really hope Dylan doesn't get a target on his back. Like,
I know,
because Bob the drag queen's gonna want him out fast.
I know, but Dylan's got to get the other people on his side.
I know, he's so good. I'll be so sad.
I know,
if
me
he
too.
leaves.
He's like, I'm rooting for him entirely.
And I was sad about Dorinda, because I really think Dorinda could have been quite the character. Robin has emerged as someone who, you know, she's got thoughts and she's inserting her opinion. They're wrong, but she's leading the charge a little bit. People listening to her, and I just feel like Dorinda really, it was too much. We saw a glimpse of what could have been with Dorinda, and we lost her. 2 amazing, just personality characters in the house of Dorinda and Ion, I think, really would have brought some funny moments.
Ion was so upset about Wells, and she was like, she's the only
know.
one teaching me the game.
Like, Wells was being so nice to her. And Wells sucks, because I think he would have been really, really good competing. But there are already some like alliances forming. We've got like Nikki Bella and Gabby and Chriselle kind of forming their little girl group, which they are feeling strong. And then, of course, there's always like the game players that sort of all try and stick together and find their way. The housewives are entertaining, so I hate that there would be like, I love even Dolores just like picking up their frames after Alan like drops the frame. She's like, oh, my friends, let me pick them up. Like, love her. So it is very entertaining. I love seeing on TikTok the younger generation. Have you seen the Boston Rob edits of people being like, everybody's making fun of the way Boston Rob looks on this show? Like, all the other all the other people are like, take off your backwards hat, like, you look stupid, like all these things. And there are all these Survivor fans making edits of like, you don't know Boston Rob like I do. And it's just dramatic music to all old pictures of like when he was younger and so hot. And all the comments are like, wait, what?
Boston Rob was it. You know what I mean? Like, he was it. So I'm a Boston Rob fan, and I can't wait to see him crush this game. Hopefully they don't sniff him out. But I think if he keeps trying to help people and use that to his advantage, then maybe they won't sniff him out. But I'll give Traitors a B+ right now. Yeah. It's really good, but I don't want to jump ahead and give it,
Yeah, my one final thing is whatever they're doing, and I saw people talk about this too, whatever they are doing in the confessionals, some sort of filter or something, their eyes all look so weird.
Yeah.
What are they doing? Why do their eyes look like that?
And on top of the confessionals, when they go to bed, like, they don't actually sleep there. And I wish that they would just be honest, because showing cuts of like Dylan Efron pretending to work out or like them in the bath.
I'll take all of those.
But it's just like
them doing his ab workout in the room.
But I'm like, are they actually sleeping there? Like, they have these beds. Are they not?
They're like, Dylan, we're going to need you for a couple seconds here. Just, that shirt off.
Yeah.
Here's a kettlebell. Go crazy.
Right. We know who your brother is, so, this is what you signed up for.
I also love people because it's like they have their shows underneath their names. So it's like Dylan Efron, Down to Earth. And people were like, I thought they were just describing him as a down-to-earth guy. They were just like, Dylan Efron, down-to-earth guy.
And you know what? He is a down-to-earth guy. We'll give that to him.
I really hope he sticks around, because I'm loving the game he's playing already. And hopefully they're on a good track. We'll see what happens, because I feel like last season at this point, like they had no clue. There was no suspicions. And this one, like the names are being thrown around already. So we'll see what happens. But I don't know. Yeah, please somebody fix that filter. I don't know what they did, but like their eyes like look fake. Like they don't have pupil. Like it really, I don't know what they did, but it looks, especially for Carolyn. I'm like, ah!
It's those beauty cams.
I don't know what they were doing. But so far so good. Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. I also watched the Avicii documentary. Very sad, obviously. Yeah. Cool to watch him get his start, but obviously a very unfortunate story to be told about Avicii, if we're being honest. But good documentary. Feels, once again, what did you rate it?
I probably gave it like a B+, if I remember.
Well, okay, if I'm going to give it,
that world.
I'll give it a B.
Yeah.
And I'll move Traitors to an A- because I really was so fucking locked into Traitors. Like I can't.
You gotta go. I
can't lower it just because I want to keep room.
Nope. It could stay an A- the whole time. You know.
That's true. Still watching Sopranos. Sopranos has been my like go to bed show lately. Yeah.
So pleasant to fall asleep to The Sopranos.
I don't fucking know.
Honey, put on a Soprano so I can fall asleep.
No, that's literally
my lullaby.
Let me tell you, that was word for word what happened last night. We finished Traitors. We're in bed. Matt goes, all right, what do you want me to put on? I was like laying on the side. I said, put on Sopranos. I'm just like, let me just fall asleep to The Sopranos right now.
Love it.
I didn't watch anything else. That's really it.
Yeah. I will give Traitors an A- as well. I think it is.
Shake your hand from afar. I have a pinched nerve.
That's not good.
No.
And not good for flying too.
It is what it is.
You know, like
Which Traitors season did you like more, season 1 or season 2?
2. I never
watched Traitors.
I'll be honest, I didn't watch 1. So
right,
I just picked 2. Like so,
wait, you didn't watch 1?
I could not have like been more adamant about 2.
You know what? 1 never like got the
one,
steam that 2 got.
Yeah. 1 like no one talks about 1.
Do you think I should watch season 2 before season 3, or just catch up right now? Or just start on season 3?
I think you just start season 3.
Just watch season 3 so you can be in on the conversations happening now. There's
get
no
in
like
or get out, bro.
There's no correlation to the second season.
If it's like Love Island where it's like custom, or it's like I don't even know what that means. Like,
no, just jump aboard. You'll learn.
No, you'll pick up on it fast.
Early
I mean, that's
enough.
how I felt about watching season 2 and I didn't watch season 1.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah, exactly. If you've ever wanted to bet on sports but didn't know how to, I totally get it. How do you get started? How do you place a bet? Well, our friends at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, are making it easier than ever. The NFL postseason is the perfect time to get started. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and select a sport like NFL. Select an option like TD scorers. Pick who you think will score and place your bet. And to make it even easier, new DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. I think that, the touchdown scores is a fun way to get involved. If you're somebody that hasn't really bet before and you're jumping into it, you go to the games, pick some players, maybe you got a couple favorites, you can place some bets on them to score touchdowns that weekend. I know we just had just talking about the Eagles win, and we got another weekend of football coming up. So you can download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code CHICKS, that's code CHICKS, for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings, the crown is yours. Okay, what else I watched? The first 2 episodes of Special Forces are out.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that. Stephen Baldwin, quite the character. He tried, spoiler, if you haven't watched, spoiler. But spoiler, he tried to basically like get the doctor on the show to like say that he had to leave so that he didn't have to quit.
He pulled a big cat.
It was
yeah, pretty much.
He goes to see this doctor. He's like, now let me ask you, do they pay you to be here? Like, he's like asking him all these questions. The doctor's like, why are you asking me this? He's like, let me just give you a scenario. Like, I have to be here, but I have a project after this that like is paying me big bucks. And the one thing is I can't be injured. It keeps saying, can't be injured. He's like already starting to feel like he's injured.
Yeah.
And then the doctor's like, what are you telling me, buddy? Like, you want me to like look at your shoulder and be like, oh, your shoulder's fucked. Like, you gotta go. Like, that's like basically what he was trying to get to happen. And then they were just like, no, he's quitting. He's fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's totally fine. And he did the first task, which, let me tell you, this show is so fucking crazy. Showing up in Wales and then being like, all right, first task, you're going to get on this speedboat and you are going to jump from the speedboat onto a moving helicopter in the sky. And you're going to jump on the edge of the helicopter, pull your body up and into the helicopter. And you're like, okay, like that's number one.
What happened when people fell into the water?
Oh, just splash. Looked painful. Did not look
also
good.
Like didn't look like.
I mean,
good
some people
weather.
No,
The
it's
water's
like
probably freezing.
you jump and some people just missed the bar completely. You know, then some people can't pull themselves up. But yeah, the other person eliminated was also not quite a surprise either. But I'm excited to see everybody's story. I just really like Special Forces in the sense that they really kind of like dig deep into the person's background and the things that they've been through in life, which has been very interesting. Speaking of, back to Traitors for 2 seconds. It is so clear and so funny that Sam, Britney Spears' ex-husband, clearly can't say anything about Britney Spears. Like, it's like he said zero airtime and said nothing because obviously like the only reason he's there is because he's Britney Spears' ex-husband. And can't speak about Britney Spears.
But I'm just like, why are you here?
So what do they like refer to him as? Like when they introduce him, just like
actor. But Special Forces, I'll give a B. It's a solid start. I'm interested to see who makes it, where it goes, because it is tough. It is tough. I know everybody's already like jumping on the Kayla Nicole stuff because right away it's of course, and I'm sure Kayla has had like 50 other conversations, but the one they're going to air is her being like, I'm Travis Kelce's ex, like, and her like basically being the topic of conversation. And even in her moment with the staff, she's like, they show her an article about people hating her for the Taylor stuff, blah, blah, blah. You know, like that's kind of like the whole story. And it sucks because like she's trying to shed that, but at the same time, it's why she's there.
Right.
So
they kind of have to address it.
Yeah, exactly. Lioness, I'm almost done with season 2. I watched episodes 5, 6, 7. Not loving it as much as season 1, but I think it is still very good. I'll give it a B. I kind of got lost a little bit in the middle. Sometimes, like, the show, I have to Google a lot of stuff because they're speaking all the acronyms of all the government agencies and the things that are going on, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this means. So sometimes it's a little tough for a little gal like me to follow.
But you're still enjoying?
Yeah, it is. It's still good. Abbott Elementary, I'm all caught up. Love. I wanted to catch up so I could watch the It's Always Sunny crossover. Very funny. Like teaching Charlie how to read. Like it's just a lot of laughs. I will give that episode specifically, I will give an A-. I thought it was a great episode.
I didn't realize that they're doing a swap. Like they're going on Always Sunny.
Yep. And then I watched 2 movies. Honora, which I thought was fantastic. Really, really good. It, like Noah said, definitely one you don't want to watch with your parents. But it's fast paced, interesting. She is so good. And it's like, it was a great ending, I thought.
Yeah.
Like, just all around, really, really well done.
She has no social media, which I thought was interesting.
That is interesting. I'll give that an A. I thought it was really, really good. And I recommend watching, especially because I feel like, it's flown under the radar a little bit. Yeah. And then I watched Amelia Perez. Not good. Like, I don't know. I tried. I said, open mind. I'm going to try and find, and like, there are elements of good you can find out of it. I thought like the acting was, for what they were working with, good. I thought Carla was great. I thought Zoe was great. Selena somewhere in the middle. But it's just, I could not get past the music, and not in the sense that like, oh my God, it's a musical. The music was bad. Like, the music just was not good.
Yeah. And you love a musical.
I
so
love a musical.
If it was a good musical, you would be into
100%. Like, I just, yeah, I really just wasn't buying what they were selling. I don't really understand the hype. Like, it's the hype it's getting is, I'm not quite sure what happened there. I don't know if it was like the festival circuit and it got so much praise early on that everyone was just like jump on the bandwagon of giving it praise. Like, Cannes fucking loved it, and I'm like, maybe like, is it just French bias because it's a French director? And they're like, oh, we're gonna love this movie by this French director. Right. But there's just other, like, some stereotypes and other things that I was like, this movie had so much, the premise has so much potential to be so interesting and well done, and I just really felt like they missed the mark. And yeah, at one point I burst out laughing. There's a moment where
I do think I know what you're talking about.
There's a moment where Zoe Saldana is traveling to find a doctor for the surgeries, and she's in Bangkok, and they start singing, and it's like they're singing the procedures, rhinoplasty, vaginoplasty, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
Like, there's certain moments where, like, okay, yes, a song, and I know they were trying to do more of like an operatic style where it's like the singing, the dialogue, and it's not just like songs, but it just, the musical numbers part weirdly felt low budget in a story that could have really worked a different way. Like, there's, like, you know, dance moments and other things that I just just was not great. I'll give it a D+.
Wow.
Like,
you fucking hated it.
Yeah.
You not only thought it was bad, you hated it.
There was honestly never really a time that I have watched a movie and have like immediately, I don't even have a Letterboxd. Had like immediately went to Letterboxd to like read reviews, because I was like, I'm confused. I'm confused with what's happening.
What does it have on Rotten Tomatoes?
The critic score
76.
is, but the audience score is in like the 50s, I think, right?
How is this winning awards?
I do not. Something's going on. I do not know. It has something in the 50s in the audience score, and then on Letterboxd, it has a 2.7 average.
So the common folk, do not like.
Yeah. The most popular review on Letterboxd, it had 1.5 stars, and it has over 10,000 likes. Impressive. A musical with 0, in parentheses, 0 good songs. If Selena Gomez gets nominated for an Oscar for this performance, I am keying the Academy's cards.
Damn.
Damn. It was, I mean, this one is just
Letterboxd?
No, I literally just went on the website so that I could read some of the reviews.
I was wondering if we should download Letterboxd.
Honestly, reading these reviews like made me think that I want to get one. Yeah. This one says every generation deserves their own crash. Yeah, it's not. All the more recent ones is just like 1 star. Yeah, it just really. I think Amelia Perez is a steaming trash heap. If aliens came to Earth, this is the first movie I'd show them to make them leave.
You're like, when something is so bad, that's when I become sold on it.
Right, you're like, shit, now I gotta be on Letterboxd.
I gotta get on Letterboxd. I also have to watch Amelia Perez.
Yeah, I was talking to Kelly Keegs about it, and she was like, oh, I haven't seen it yet. I was like, honestly, Kelly, watch it. Like, I think it deserves to be watched.
Yeah. Like, you like smoke a little before, and
like, I think it deserves.
Then it becomes a comedy.
I think it deserves to be watched. And like I said, it's tough because Carla and Zoe really they gave it their all.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Zoe won.
I know, it's crazy, and I just feel like they really dug into it, and it was crazy.
Did that just happen again, or did she move?
That was a burp.
No, I swear to God.
I swear, I just heard it, and I was like,
oh, I didn't even.
Me and Noah both just looked at each other.
I thought I just projected.
No, Sarah heard it too.
Oh my God. I did
was
not
like,
even
wait,
feel
I was
it.
looking down, so I was
No, I know. No, I think it was just you moved.
I did not, yeah.
I think it was
play it back.
So watch it back, I guess.
I think it was the chair. I think it was
The chair made a burp.
I think the chair made a noise.
Every time I'm getting really
Animated.
impassioned.
Yeah.
Anyway, watch. You can watch it because it's a journey.
It sounds like it was a journey.
And that's everything I watched.
I'm glad that you gave such a passionate review on that, though.
I really don't have much this week. It's kind of a bad showing for me. I watched a Jerry Springer documentary on Netflix. There's like a few episodes, maybe 2 or 3. I never watched a Jerry Springer show.
Really?
Like ever. I've seen like
You're
maybe
not
some
the
clips.
father?
Yeah,
well,
I've seen like clips.
Wasn't Jerry was different. I
Yeah,
thought
that wasn't
Maury
like-
was
Oh,
your
sorry,
not the
that was
father.
Maury.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
Maury.
yeah.
No, Jerry Springer
father.
was just like people fucking fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
They
right.
were getting into full-blown fist fights on Jerry Springer.
I actually did watch Jerry Springer.
It was actually interesting to see like how the show evolved and became what it was, where it was just like fighting. And there's some like a lot of shady stuff going on behind the scenes, but I wasn't that captivated by it. I'll give it a C+. It is weird that like Jerry Springer seems to be this like really smart, nice guy who kind of just like decided I'm just gonna go with this show because it makes so much money, even though he wasn't really like believing in anything he did. I watched the Abbott, that one single. I've never watched it, so I just like went in blind. But I'm like, I want to see how they do this, and it was cool. It was interesting that they didn't like Dennis wasn't part of the episode,
but that like made so much sense for him. Like for that, for his character.
People are saying that when they go on Always Sunny, that'll like play into that or something.
Yeah. Maybe he'll have more of a role in that on that side of things because it's like it's such a short. The episodes are so short.
No, I know.
It's hard to like incorporate every character.
Was his schedule busy or something too? Or
he's
like,
in it.
No, I know, but he was
he's
in it for like
it.
a couple scenes. They could have filmed that in like 5 minutes, but
yeah, but that's like the episodes
definitely
are
makes sense.
20-something minutes long. But it was like Dennis shows up and he's like, "There's cameras. I'm not. Don't get me." Like he like it just doesn't want to be in the
like randomly through the episode.
Fitting,
it makes
in
sense.
And, like,
I thought it made
off.
sense for Dennis.
Yeah, I'll give it a B+. Like I thought it was really funny. I started watching The Recruit, the Noah Centineo show.
It came out a while ago.
So like it came up on my Netflix as if I was like, oh, it's a new show. Let me give this a try. I thought it was new, and then I didn't realize that season 1 was out like 2 years ago, and season 2's coming out. It's really just like Agent Cody Banks if he's like 10 years older. That's how it feels. And I'm like enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's like ridiculous, but I think he's actually like pretty good.
Love it.
I'll give it a
hype Noah up here, Centineo.
I'll give it a C+. I can't get into it can't go into the B range. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
Okay. All right, fair.
C+ is still like in the 70s.
It's still like,
tough credit.
It's like a fun bad.
Could be low
watch.
80s.
And then I watched like a few episodes of Suits because I just needed something.
Wow,
that,
but
like,
back in.
Sometimes I'm just like, what am I gonna watch? There's nothing. Oh, I'll put Suits on because I can just go on my phone.
Yeah. The new one starts soon, I think.
Yeah, I think it's season 6. I'm on like 13 and like episode 13 through 15. I watched. It's actually kind of brought me back in now, but I'll give it a B-. It's fine.
Solid.
It's fun to like revisit those characters after you've been gone for like a long time.
You miss them a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
and it makes
classic
you
Lewis.
Right.
Yeah.
It makes you appreciate it more.
That's all I got.
All right.
Okay.
Love Island UK All-Stars starts tonight.
Woo!
I'm pumped.
Back in it. More Love Island.
Yep. Very excited for that.
All right. That wraps up the weekly watch report. All right. That wraps up God, I can't speak. Sorry. That wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Fran and Gia will be doing an episode on Wednesday. I will be in Chicago, but we will be back. I will be back on Friday's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Love you guys so very much. And Fran, we'll talk to you guys on Wednesday.